So we're not on the road this winter, and being in Michigan it's cold. We haven't really had much snow. Today's actually going to be in the 40s, but I like to come out about every 2 weeks, get out here, start it up, let it run through, get her nice and warm, make sure everything's good, and of course I check for if we developed any leaks or anything bad like that. So here we go. Wait for the glow plugs to get warm. It was 29 today, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So, just waiting for it to go. The beeping's because I have low air. I'll let it pressurize. Typically what I do is once it's well it's pressurizing, then I'll do a walkthrough on the coach just to make sure everything is okay. I like to actually look, check the ceilings, check over in the corners, make sure that I don't see anything bowing or wet. So I'll actually walk all the way through the coach. You have to mind the mess because it's winter and we're not actually on the road, but I do check basically everywhere where I think I need to check. From there, I like to look down, check the floors, see if there's any discoloring. Obviously, you're not going to see anything on the actual ceramic tile. And I don't see anything. All the windows, everything look like they're okay. Then I'll do a visual walk around on the outside. So for the outside, I'm just checking to make sure that nothing's hit it, anything like that. I actually keep it right here on the lot where I work selling RVs, so I'm the only one that really backs them in and moves them around, so if anyone's going to back into it or hit it, it's going to be me. But I just check for everything. Always check to make sure that no one's tried to break in. Then I'll walk to the back. You can see how far we sank when it was warmer. Checking the back. And what I see already is I forgot to cover our blue ox. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cover and cover that up. And always make sure that the batteries look okay, that they're not bulging on the sides. And of course too, I want to make sure that the airbags fill properly, so I'll actually probably run this through time lapse so you can see that the coach actually rises up. But it takes this good old time when it's cold. So I'm just gonna let it roll and let it rise. See, in that short time, she raised up good, probably half foot. Good clearance. Gotta love that air ride. So another thing I like to do is start the generator, let her warm up. Same thing, glow plugs. Being this cold, it might take a couple tries. And there she goes. So, now the door just shut itself. So I'll let that go. Some people want to do a half load on it for a half hour. I actually don't have time for that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna walk to the back. Might turn a couple things on and just let that warm up, get the fluids going, all that good stuff. This is equipped with a diesel generator, so it's almost the same process of starting the engine, getting it warm, waiting for it to get warm so you can start it, let it run, and all that good stuff. The generator basically has the same safety feature that the gas generators have, and that is if the fuel gets down to below a quarter tank, it's going to shut off. That way you don't deplete your fuel and be stranded if you're boondocking out somewhere. I usually don't get that low, so hopefully we never do, but I try to keep as much diesel in the tanks as possible. And one of the easiest ways to check to see if your generator is running properly, walk over here to your microwave convection oven. If you see that flashing, then well, you know what, you got power. And of course you got your monitoring system too, so when she's lit up, you know something's going on. And right now you can see our house batteries are only partially charged. That kind of bums me out, but hey, it's better than no charge at all. And right now we're just running 7 amps. That's just a couple little things that are running. So yeah. Another thing that's happened in our past trip is we think it's the heat cluster control might have fried out or something. I don't know if you can hear that big loud buzzing noise. For whatever reason, we have no select as far as, okay, it's gonna make me a liar now. But before we had no select, now it's working, it's just making a lot of noise. Okay, but that's something we're gonna have checked out, and there's a couple other repairs. We have to do something with the toilet, and probably gonna reseal the roof this year. So we'll do a video on that. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of stuff because I'm kind of like Forgetful Jones here today. So, yeah, but if you have any questions, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel because more videos are coming. Oh, look at that, there's ice on the backup camera. One other thing, once I shut down, because we have air in the system, the coach is sitting really high. I could just let the air sit in there and eventually she'll sag one way and let herself down. I don't like to do that. Unfortunately, the air dump on this is extremely slow, as it is on most of these Monaco chassis. So what I do is I turn it over to accessory, go over to the heat dump. I know what I'm talking about today. Air dump, hold the button. If I want to sit here for about 4 hours, it'll work. So what I do is I just pump the air brakes, and she'll go down. The little gauge just keeps going down. We're at 80 psi. The goal is to get it to 0 as fast as possible. I actually hate doing this at campgrounds because then everyone's looking, and you know the air brakes are pretty loud, but nobody has a good hour to do it. Some have adjustments where you can dump the air a lot faster. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. So this is the fastest way. I'm now at about 20 psi and dropping. If you're not looking at the gauge, you can just listen to the air brake. It gets quieter, 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 then almost to a light hiss as we're approaching 10 psi. And now we're just above 0, and that's typically good enough. Now, one thing I'm going to have checked, though, is the the passenger front bags do not release the air in the cold. Summertime, not an issue. In the cold, that side of the coach stays up. When I go out, I'll show you that. So there's maybe a valve that's getting stuck or something. So that's something else we'll have looked at here in the next month or so. So you can see I dumped the air. Front half on the driver's side still sticking up slightly. Passenger's totally up, but rear's down. And if you the back of the coach is sitting kind of sagging in the dirt, so I'll back up here and you can actually see the difference from the front of the coach. So if you look, it looks normal. Come down here and you can still see she's way up. Once she starts settling, it should be more like this Holiday Rambler Vacationer with just a little bit of clearance at the bottom, or even at Hurricane over there. So later today or tomorrow, she'll actually have dumped all her air. But so if we're doing some winter camping, that could be a bit of an issue. So yep, there's something else we'll be working on here shortly. So it's always something in the RV world, but it's fun. So I'll see you in the next video. You guys have a great day.